This is information overload! My brains are gonna flow out of my ears! He murdered 3 people 6 years ago. I'll only forgive you after we solve this case.
It's okay. I'll come back right away. Promise.
Regardless of how suspicious she is, she should know something about the Nirvana Initiative.
I don't care if people attack me for it! I have no regrets! I have no regrets!
Amame's brainwaves are normal. There's nothing wrong with her.
Talk to Amame.
I know Amame is your friend. I understand that it's hard to interrogate her, but it's an important part of your job. You need to learn to set aside your emotions.
Don't worry about me.
I carried it. I borrowed the robot Shoma made, the one with 1 wheel. Tokiko ordered me to do it, and that's why I sent you the message on Nile, Mizuki. Because Tokiko told me to. I sent the message from the phone she gave me.
What about Uru's right half on the ritual platform at the cathedral?
I didn't move the body. It was Tokiko. I don't know why she did that. I'm guessing she wanted to hide the right half of the body for some reason.
What does all this mean?
Tokiko forced Amame to send the message, so it would be Mizuki who found Uru's left half.
And for an unknown reason, she hid the right half.
I don't get it.
I don't know. She didn't tell me. On February 10th, I knocked out Uru and put him on the slicing machine. After the machine stopped, I sensed someone behind me. Tokiko was standing there.
I saw everything. Shall we make a deal? I will give you some commands, and you will follow them. If you don't do as I say, I'm sure you know where this is going.
Her first order was to move the right half of the body, Tokiko's body. It was on the night of the 12th that I moved her. I went to the basement of Horodori Institute and found Tokiko's body there, just like she told me. She specified that I move the body to the president's office. She told me, put the right half of the body on the desk, and about how to get inside the room. She gave me the master key to the staircase as well, and how to use the hidden elevator up to the office. Well,
I've documented what you did and gave it to one of my most trusted subordinates. If you stray from my commands even slightly, that evidence will be sent to the police.
I see.
She didn't give me any orders about the left half, so I just left it on the slicer. I was curious though, so I did take a look. 5 days ago, on February 10th, I got a call from Uru, telling me he wanted to meet me at Horodori Institute. He called himself Terror. 6 years ago, I met Terror at Studio de Vita, so I knew it was him.
Terror was the one who killed your father, Yonaharu Enda.
So, you met him with the intention of killing him?
Well, that explains why you didn't talk to the police.
I don't know. I don't know what got into me. I knew I hated him, but I don't think I wanted to kill him. I wanted to hear what he had to say. I think he wanted to brag about his plan, He had a smug look on his face when he was explaining it to me.
The Nirvana Initiative? But why you, Mame?
Mizuki, do you remember Uru's diary? On that day, at the west door of Studio Devita, Uru cornered Amame. They were face to face, close enough to touch. It is possible that...
Uru fixated on Amame.
I committed a crime that I can never take back. I can't reflect, repent, or apologize. Nothing will fix what I did, no matter what my reasons were. I killed a human being. But I couldn't forgive him for what he did. That man who killed my father. All for some plan. What's that about anyway? Some stupid plan? That's why my father had to die.
Mame, I understand how you feel, but think about how Shoma and Genny are going to take this.
I know that. I know that they trusted me. I know that I betrayed them. Thinking about them hurts so much. My chest feels like it's going to explode. The guilt.
And Komeiji, too. I'm sure he didn't want you to avenge his death.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Everyone. I'm so sorry.
Damn it, what do we do?
We need to stay calm.
Keep a level head and think.
Can I ask a stupid question? Why did terror slice people in half?
Why does that even matter at this point?
Just think about it. Why?
Because the slicer was in the basement?
Yeah, but that's not the reason.
There are plenty of other ways to kill.
Uru despised Jin and Chikara because they took his organs. So he wanted to kill them in the cruelest way he could think of.
But why kill Komeiji the same way? Because he took something important from Uru. 6 years ago, on February 11th, Komeiji took the corpse from the rooftop amusement park in his suitcase.
Right. Jin's left half.
And that must have angered him. Maybe. But that amount of anger would be nothing compared to what he felt for Jin and Chikara.
I recall something Tokiko said.
What you call the HB case is but a small part of the plan.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. The three of them were sliced in half as part of the plan. There must be some kind of meaning behind the bodies being cut in half and left in specific places.
Let's see. The right half of Jin Furue's body was the one that fell from the ceiling of Devita, right?
His left half was found at Misaton Rooftop Amusement Park, like we said earlier.
Chikara Horodori's right half was found in a Sekiba High classroom.
And his left half was found at Yoyagi Park.
Andy's Komeiji's right half was found at Studio Devita, just like Jin's.
And his left half was also the same as Jin's, on the stage at the rooftop amusement park.
I wonder why.
Why put Komeji's body in the same places?
The location must have been important somehow.
Jin Furue's body was disturbed and removed from the scene by Yoneharu Enda, aka Andy's Komeiji. There must be some kind of significance to replacing the body at that location, this time using Komeji's.
I don't follow. What does it mean?
Chakras are points. By definition, a point cannot be reduced further. It cannot be severed from itself. So the chakras will remain, tethered between the left and right sides of the body. Like a string.
The intersection between the warp and weft. That's where the scene can occur.
Well, that would mean...
The Nirvana initiative is happening at...
Abyss HQ? You mean here? I haven't seen any rockets around here. Well, except for Date's. I guess it makes sense to shoot it from the roof of that building. But Insomnium, Uru said.
The first step for all mankind to reach moksha. I want to share the excitement with as many people as possible.
I don't think that place fits the description. Why would it be at a hospital? Is there logic behind your reasoning? I know, the sister ship of the Titanic! Wait, no, that sank already.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We have our answer.
Right.
The rocket carrying TC Purge.
It will be launched from...
That's right. The stadium. terror.
Uru Somazuki.
I predicted that this would happen, so I prepared a few videos. Now watching one of them. If this version is being used, probably means that I'm no longer alive. And no matter. This world is a simulation. My real body is somewhere else. This stadium can hold 80,000 people. I would have preferred to watch the beginnings of this great project with everyone else, but I guess that's not possible at this point.
There was a code in the Nirvana X video that indicated the time and place of this plan. We were never able to crack it, but it probably would have led us here. The plan was probably to have everyone who cracked the code assemble here.
Nirvana. Collected. Genocide.
Currently, the stadium is surrounded by riot police. Barriers have been erected over 500 yards out in every direction. Even the police and National Guard are not permitted in this no-go zone. It should help mitigate the spread of TC Purge.
Guess that's why no one's here.
It's unfortunate that the audience is so thin, but plan will proceed regardless. Once the rocket explodes in the atmosphere, TC Purge will spread for miles. How many people live in that area, do you think? Tens of thousands will contract the virus. Mankind is about to experience a turning point in history. The Nirvana Initiative. When complete, every single person in the world will reach moksha. And it all starts here, at this hollow stadium. Eventually our descendants will see this place as a holy site. A mecca where mankind was emancipated.
Hey, how much longer are we gonna play this game?
Yeah, we need to do something about the rocket.
But... where is it?
I attempted to scan the area with X-ray, but I did not find anything.
I guess we'll have to look harder. The rocket has to be around here somewhere.
Should we get them to help? They seem like they could use something to do.
Iba, what time is it now?
11:20 a.m.
40 minutes till noon.
You can fight it all you like. This is not a battle you will win.
Leave the people to me. I'll get them all at once. You two, go look for the rocket.
Huh?
What are you talking about? Well, Date is blind in one eye, and Bibi, you're... Don't worry about my heart. I'll be fine. But... enough talk. Let's get going.
Yeah, let's get groping!
What?
I mean, let's get going.
Mizuki, please allow me to terminate Date after all this is over.
Not if I do it first.
Don't worry. No one's gonna die. I loaded it up with stun rounds. Let's go.
Yeah. Don't just stand there. Thanks, baby. Is your heart okay? I told you, I'm fine. Okay, let's go.
Mizuki! Are you okay?
Mizuki! Mizuki!
No. No! Mizuki!
X-ray, activate.
Damn!
I'll assist.
Mizuki!
Heart okay? Heart okay?
Are you okay?
Yeah. Sorry.
You hang back.
But I can't!
I'm not saying it for your sake. It's for Mizuki! Please, don't die. For Mizuki's sake. Well, I guess technically you're also Mizuki, but...
Date.
Anyway, heal up here. Got it? What?
Date?
Mizuki, you're stronger than all of us. You can take care of yourself.
Are you gonna go help Date?
Without me, he's ineffective. He needs me. Or else...
Got it. Leave this to me.
Ah, it is so nice to be home.
Why'd you come back?
To retrieve my stamp collection. I do not want to have to start over. It appears that you require assistance. Need a hand?
I don't need your hand. Well, what I could use is your eye.
Understood. I am with you, Kaname Date.
Good. Let's go.
6 o'clock, Date.
Got it. Where's the rocket? What the?
The rocket?
That is not a mere rocket.
It's a goddamn ballistic missile.
The bullets?
They're not going through?
Analysis complete. What Terror said is true.
Then what do we do?
Let me finish. Terror specified metallic objects. Therefore,
If you use your body, we can get through.
correct.
Sounds easy enough. BB and I should be able to destroy the rocket with our bare hands.
Yeah, you did kick down that tree at the shrine.
Let's go.
You can't be serious.
Why?
Last time my servants awakened. I told you I could read you like a book. I knew you would use stun bullets.
Insulation. They are all wearing insulated suits.
But what if BB and I hit him?
I've already tried the TC purge. The neural circuits in their brains are almost fired. In other words, their minds are glitching out.
Aiba, how much time do we have?
20 minutes.
Imagine I get bored if it was the same thing the whole way through. I have been recalled. Although I guess technically it's more unrecalled. This festival is almost at an end. Enjoy while it lasts.
We're running out of time.
To get close to the rocket, we need to do something about these guys. But stun bullets won't work, right?
We'll have to use brute force.
I agree. Sorry, people, but... Huh? What are you going to do?
Isn't it obvious?
I'm going to break their bones. Bullets.
I switched them to real ones. Don't worry, I'm only gonna shoot their limbs. What's this?
I've seen this before. It's optical camouflage. But it's okay. If you use thermo mode,
You and Date can. As for the other Mizuki,
I'll be fine. I'll think of something.
Something?
It's fine, let's go! Date, let's go!
Get rid of them!
Roger that.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Oh, please, don't show off.
Ryuki, Tama. You guys. You took way too long! What the hell were you doing until now?
Sorry. The riot police stopped us.
We only got through the barricade with...
Yahoo! You guys, you're here too?
I can explain.
To protect Amame.
To avenge my father.
We won't let terror win!
We're gonna ruin his stupid plan!
So, yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you're all here, but Choma too?
What? Are you saying I can't help?
Well,
If you think that, you're mistaken. He has the most powerful weapon here.
you mean
The detonator. It has a fingerprint lock, so only I can use it.
the detonator? For...
Yep, the thermite bomb.
Mizuki, think about it. Do you think destroying the rocket will really stop the plan?
I don't think it's gonna be that easy.
Even if it's prevented from taking off, I'm sure Terra rigged it to explode.
Which would still spread TC Purge. The wind would carry it.
And ultimately, the damage would be the same. There would just be fewer initial infections.
So what's your plan?
That's where the thermite comes in.
A thermite reaction can create temperatures up to 3,000 degrees. TC Purge would get burned up in something that hot.
It's the only way to stop it from spreading.
Isn't the thermite bomb made of metal? How is it going to get past the wall?
Don't worry. That reflecting wall must be controlled from the inside somehow.
We just gotta get in and break whatever device controls it.
And that will stop it from working?
Hopefully.
The ceremony is almost over. There are less than 10 minutes left. We're so close. This simulated world is coming to an end. All of mankind will be emancipated and achieve true freedom for the first time. Rejoice! It is a blessing. Let's all enjoy this blessing together. You all will be delivered to the real world.
I'm home.
Aiba, what are you doing? Get over here, you're gonna get caught! Thermo mode running on all cylinders. I can see it all.
Indeed.
So, why did you come back?
Date rejected me.
What?
I don't need you. Go help Mizuki.
That guy. We're running out of time, everyone. I don't think any of you can see the enemies except Ryuki. But if you apply enough force, you can break the camouflage function. So I'm gonna lead the way.
Follow your lead and beat up anyone we see, huh?
Wallop them after you make them visible.
But not you, Shoma.
Huh? Shoma, you need to stay back. If they get to you, we won't be able to use the thermite.
Fine.
Okay, you all ready?
Yeah.
I'll need your help.
You got it.
For the future of mankind.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's fucking go!
Yeah. Let's go!
Kizzy, what is that?
I just found it. Is that Moma's?
Maybe.
Well, who cares where it came from? Do it, Kizzy! Okay, here I go. Come get some, motherfuckers!
Where are they? Ryuki! Ryuki, hey!
Mr. Date. Please, stop him. My crimes will never be forgiven.
What the hell are you talking about, Ryuki? You know I've already forgiven you.
Mr. Date. Thank you.
No, Ryuki, don't die on me! A hero of justice can't die! That has always been the rule! Ryuki, come on! Ryuki! Ryuki!
Ryuki!
Mizuki, we don't have time. Take care of Ryuki later.
Damn! Aiba, how much time?
5 minutes! Hurry! Mizuki, less than 3 minutes!
Quiet! I know!
Mizuki, go on ahead!
We'll handle things here!
What are they?
It's fine, let's go! What? It's okay. We can still make it.
Huh?
What are you going to do? Do you even need to ask? Just a little more. It can't be. Mizuki. now! Detonate it!
Plan. Success.
Thanks, Mizuki. Same to you, Mizuki.
Ah, jeez.
Well, I'm glad everything worked out.
Good job, you two.
How long's it been? A week now.
I know. I'm still feeling all tingly about it too.
It'll wear off in 6 months or so.
Oh, that. We weren't able to completely recover the memory, but...
The days I spent with Aiba, we at least got that.
That data has been re-uploaded and re-implemented. I now have memory of that time.
I wonder what she's doing about now. Well, I'll let it be.
He's an AI ball, just like Aiba and Tama. He's shy, so he doesn't talk much.
He opens up to me sometimes. He's just introverted. Don't worry about me. We've talked a lot over the last week. We stayed up in bed for hours talking. Why were you hiding her? You could have just told me.
In retrospect, yeah. But there was a reason I couldn't tell you. If I told you that, I would have to tell you everything. Not to mention, Mizuki is my secret weapon. She's like my personal ninja.
But Ryuki knew about BB, right?
Yeah. I didn't want him to find out, but...
He saw us. Mama and I were shopping at the supermarket.
I told you not to call me that.
Who cares? They already know. Mama, huh?
Are you jealous, Mizuki?
No, that's not it.
He's gone. Don't let it eat at you forever. There was nothing you could have done.
But...
Why?
Well, isn't it obvious? We were able to solve the case because I worked really, really hard.
Oh, patting yourself on the back, huh? So uncool, uncool.
Not as uncool as your underwear.
My underwear has nothing to do with it. And excuse you, my underwear is really cute.
I want to see. Oh, grow up. I didn't mean it like that. It's just for my future reference.
I wanted to ask about my pay,
This again?
but
Well, I do have to praise you for a job well done. So, I have a special present for you both.
a present?
It was left at a special place. You should find it.
A special place.
Your friends should know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're planning, but I guess it's not a bad idea to see everyone again. Well then? Yeah, let's get going. Shoma,
It's okay. You don't have to beat around the bush. I thought long and hard about how to feel about my sister. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't sad. But I can't be down forever. I'm sure you know already, but she's at the detention center. I've gone to see her every day. With Genny, but we can't really talk much. And she's always crying.
yeah,
But her lawyer said that due to the circumstances, her sentence might not be too long.
The person that Amame killed was trying to brainwash all of mankind. Some people even think she's a hero.
Oh, the number code? I know how to solve it. First, change the letters to numbers. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, and so on.
Using that cipher,
From there, solve it the same way as the BATS 490 code. Zigzag from the top left and go from top to bottom.
oh, it's the same as before.
host and ring dig.
Hora inst undig. The puzzle of the pieces of paper in the balloons was solved in a similar manner.
356778 1397145. What does that mean?
The numbers start with 35 and 139, right? Which means they're probably coordinates in Tokyo. So in other words, north 35.6778, east 139.7145. That's the answer.
Those coordinates point to...
The stadium. So the Nirvana X code is on February 15th, 12 o'clock. Come to the stadium. That was the message.
Yep, that's right. I think about it a lot. 6 years ago, my dad took Jin's body from the amusement park. If only I had noticed back then, maybe none of this would have happened. Have you heard of the multiverse theory? There are multiple universes, so that means there's a universe that's just like ours, but with a slightly different history. That's the idea. If that were true, maybe Dad is out there somewhere, in another universe.
Yeah, that's what I think. Andy's Komeiji lives on happily somewhere. Yeah, I think you're right.
Boss? No, I haven't.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm going to continue to live my life with Big Sis. I'm going to work hard to become a robot developer, and I'll continue to support her until the day someone else who can comes along.
I'm rooting for you. Good luck. Genny, you opened back up, huh?
Yeah, I can't let this affect me forever. After you took Amame, Shoma and I stayed with Ryuki at the house. The bomb squad came and started to inspect the thermite bomb. And that's when we got a call. Ryuki was told that the Nirvana initiative was going to take place at the stadium. From there, he must have made a plan. In order to prevent the spread of TC Purge, we needed to burn it. So, we grabbed the thermite bomb, punched our way through the bomb squad, and headed to the stadium.
Genny, you knew that Mame killed Uru, didn't you?
Are you going to arrest me? For cooperating with a murderer?
I can't. It's not a crime just to know.
Unless you actively try to protect them.
In the end, I couldn't protect her. It's frustrating feeling so powerless. And I know not everyone will want to hear this, but I don't even think Amame should have been arrested. Her actions were totally justifiable. Her father was killed in such a brutal way. Not to mention Terror was planning a genocide. What's wrong with killing a person like that? I can't believe she's being punished for it. Oh, she had a message for you. Horizontal is darkness multiplied by light. I don't understand it, but that's what she told me to tell you.
Horizontal is darkness multiplied by light, huh?
I will continue to wait for Amame until the day she sits in that seat and smiles at me. She would be sad if she came back and the place was all run down. So I'm going to work hard to keep this place running.
Date.
Date.
What is it?
Oh, nothing.
Well, Date's been like this all week.
I see.
I was eating at Matsushita Diner. Out of nowhere, Ota rushed in and said,
"We're going to save humanity!"
And well, I thought that sounded kind of fun.
Fun.
Please, don't talk about him. Please.
Meow. Meow, meow.
Aiba, permission to shoot.
Granted.
If that were the case, I wouldn't be here, Meow.
You know the Nirvana trial code? Everyone who solved it is being quarantined right now.
A vaccine has been developed. Quarantining procedures should adequately solve the problem. Any damaged neurons in the brain should be repairable with nanomachines. However, such a treatment is not simple or easy. If the rocket had launched, the country's health infrastructure would have collapsed and caused complete chaos.
Anyway, it's one big happy ending. Meow.
Oh, yeah. Vertical is male multiplied by female. I don't know what that means, but that's what she said.
Vertical is male multiplied by female?
Sounds meow-right erotic.
Is that the only thing you think about?
I think we're interrupting something here.
You're not interrupting anything.
Meow.
Let's go, BB. Yeah, good idea.
Oh, Mizuki. Quartz. How are you?
Can you not call me that?
Ah, come on. You used to like that name. Huh? Why do you ask?
I'm just curious.
Late that night, I went to the basement of Horadori Institute with Quartz.
But there was nothing there. It was just an empty space.
The slicer was hidden under the floor, and there was no door going to Uru's room.
There might have been a way in, but we didn't have time to look.
Yeah. Right after we got down there, we heard footsteps.
We ran out of Horadori Institute after getting up the stairs.
I only stole from people who made dirty money, or else courts wouldn't approve. And courts would donate her share to orphanages all over the country.
So you were like bandits of justice. How amazing!
That might be overstating it.
That.
I contacted Leon. I thought he could help.
And Kizuno was listening in on the conversation. So...
Yes, I asked if there was any way I could help. We will put an end to Terror's plan. I could not simply stay put there.
Considering the circumstances, it makes sense that Leon wouldn't decline. Thwarting Terror's plan. I am sure he wanted Kizuna present to witness his heroism.
I started to think of a plan. I wanted to take Kizzy there, but she had to be safe, no matter what. And that's when I remembered the armored vehicle. I knew it was at the Kumakura's, so I called Moma and asked if I could borrow it. Moma said,
Sounds like fun. How about I tag along? And as for who's driving, I know a guy.
That explains Ota. I see.
We canceled.
Why?
My father...
accepted our relationship.
Seriously?
You know how the press began to report on our deeds at the stadium? We agreed to some interviews.
And that's where we just came out and said it. Kizzy and I are together.
And so, my father can no longer deny our relationship.
The two of them were partially responsible for saving humanity. There's no way he could force them to break up now.
I'm happy for you. Congrats, you two.
Yeah, thanks to you both.
I am very grateful. Oh, what I was shooting at the stadium? It was loaded with rubber bullets. I could never intentionally kill someone.
You're so nice, Kizzy.
Yes, I did hear something. She wanted me to tell you. Light is 25.5.
Well, we need to get going now.
See you later.
Goodbye, little big sis and big sis.
You're gonna stick with that, huh?
Look, Mizuki! I finally have an orichalcum trident!
Thanks for your business!
Oh, right. You own this place.
Thanks, chump!
Don't you do like a friend discount?
Nope.
That's not fair, Mizuki. I always give you free food at the Matsushita Diner, don't I?
Yeah, free pickles. Cheapskate.
Wow, you surprised me. Mizuki, what are you doing here?
I own the place?
Really?
What are you doing here?
Well, I wanted to investigate the day-to-day lives of young women.
As an inspector?
I need to know what's in. It's an important part of being an inspector. I feel like I said this before.
Oh, you don't have to say it. His name is Kagami.
No, wait! Do my ears deceive me? That's right! My name is Kagami! But I think there are only like 2 people in the whole world who let me do this routine. It makes me kind of sad.
What? What are you talking about?
Hey, stop it! It's rude to ask someone their name so many times.
Encantado de conocerte. Me llamo Kagami. Me gustan las tetas grandes.
It's a long story, so I'll cut right to it. So there we were. The 5 of us in the truck heading to the stadium.
Ota, Iris, Kizzy, Moma, and Leon, right?
And we saw those 3 being held up by the riot police. Or, I guess those 4.
Ryuki, Genny, Shoma, and Robo-G.
They said they were headed to the stadium too, so we let them hop in the back. Then we drove right through the barricade and saved the day. This might make you kinda angry, but I think Mame is a hero. Think about it. Uru, the culprit of the HB case, brutally killed 3 people. Not to mention he tried to brainwash all of mankind, and Mame punished that evildoer. I can't condemn her for that.
What is it, Mizuki?
Well, I don't mean to defend what Uru did, but he was held captive underground since the age of 6. They took half his organs from him forcibly. When you take that into account...
Perhaps Chikara was the worst person.
Here's the way I see it. Evil is created from a greater evil.
It is our mission to destroy the root of all evil.
Doesn't look like our mission's gonna end anytime soon.
Yeah, she gave me a message for you. Female is 6.607. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but there it is.
What could that mean? For now. We got the info, so let's go somewhere else. Yeah, good idea.
Oh, it's you guys.
What's up with your voice? It's a Vochlocho. Vochocho? It stands for Voice Changing Lock Choker. I borrowed it from MoMA 6 years ago, but I don't use it anymore, so I returned it.
Awful honorable of you. Never thought I'd get it back.
Yeah, 6 years ago. I shot my gun at Sunfish Pocket. I was in prison for a little bit, but I served my sentence. And now I'm out.
What about your directing job?
I can't go back to that. It's not easy for a convicted felon to get a job. So I came back here and begged for another shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you talking about Dokta? He contracted TC Purge. He's being quarantined in a hospital right now.
I hear they were able to get rid of the virus, but it's gonna be some time until he gets his head back in line.
Thankfully, my kid's doing good. My marriage was annulled and I don't have custody, but every birthday I get a few pictures sent to me. Nowadays, seeing those pictures is what keeps me working hard every day.
Don't make me cry, idiot! I was
checking some job hunting websites and I saw this place. So now I work here Fridays. Oh, don't worry. I'm still working at Lemniscate, but they won't make me full-time ever. Isn't that right, Miss President?
Oh, sorry. I don't handle the personnel stuff.
Making tea, answering the phone, slicking up the gats.
So old school. Did I hear something about oiling guns?
She's also in charge of puff puffing.
What? What is that?
No reason. Just fucking around with it.
He was saying, Mama, I love you. Marry me.
Gag.
Jinpei, get your knife ready. You're cutting off your finger.
No.
What? Why would I do that?
Just look at Bibi. Her outfit is in shambles. I want to buy her new clothes, please. Leave me alone. I like my clothes. What is this?
That made me cry. Beautiful sisterly love. Hey, you guys are all right. Take that ball the dragon is holding. It's solid gold.
I can't take that.
Don't worry about it. Quartz made me a hell of a lot of cash back in the day.
Stop calling me that. Hey, Mizuki, did you just take the ball? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that boss lady sent word. She told me you two'd be coming. She said to tell you this. Darkness is 5.479. I have no idea what it means. So, Ritsu, it's time for the Puff Puff.
Roger that. The usual?
Please, no.
All right, Loma. Can you close your eyes for me?
Got it. Like this?
Now, hold still.
Okay.
Ritsu, come on.
Hiya!
Yeah.
Loma, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The smooth sensation! I'm addicted to this feeling!
The voice is the only thing salvaging this from being the most perverted thing I have ever seen.
No, I think the voice makes it worse. Let's go, Bibi. Please, let's.
Wow! Wow! So soft!
So you two are sisters, huh? It makes sense and all, but boy, is it ever surprising.
Mamoru?
What? Who are you guys? You know me?
Weren't you Tokiko's secretary and bodyguard?
Yeah, I was. And then this happened and I got fired. The Subversive Activities Prevention Act shut Nyes down for good, which gives me more time for day drinking. Shut up. You don't get to say if I'm drunk enough or not. I'm a heavyweight. Leave me alone.
You're a lightweight emotionally.
What? What did you say?
Hey, Mamoru, honey.
Maybe you're right. My heart can't take it. I drink so I don't have to face reality sober. I saw the president's body. That image is burned into my mind. I can't unsee it. How pathetic is that?
It's okay, Mamoru. Everyone has a weakness. I think humans are one of the weakest animals. We aren't covered in thick fur. We don't have hides. We can't take heat. We can't take cold. Even the littlest tree branch can scratch us and make us bleed. Really, we're the only animals like that. How did we even make it this far as a species? I think it's because we're weak. Our weakness forced us to work together. We made tools, hunted, and fought in packs. That's how we survived. If humans were strong independently, things would have been different. We might not have made it. We could have gone extinct like Neanderthals. So you're saying our weakness is central to who we are? Our weaknesses mean that we have to support each other and put aside our differences. Yeah, that's why I'll never tolerate people who oppress others. Humanity is rooted in weakness. To deny that is like denying humanity as a whole. But the sad thing is, there are so many people who do, and it ends up hurting others. LGBTQ+ people, people with disabilities, people persecuted because of their race or religion. If I had wings, I'd fly around the whole world, give all those people a hug and tell them it's gonna be okay. And then grab my iron pipe and beat the crap out of those bastards who tormented them. I'll defend and protect minorities everywhere. I'm not gonna let any kind of backwards thinking, macho, prejudicial bullshit slide.
I love it. Let me give you 8 million yen.
Mom, more boobs. No, I meant to say more booze.
He seems to be getting extremely emotional.
Not that you could tell by the way he looks.
You're already drinking a cream soda.
No, not this drink.
No alcohol for you. You're only 18.
I'm good then, right? I'm 24.
Nope. I know you came here on your motorbike. Have some Alfrey instead. You solved the case already, but you're still hungry for more, hmm? Well, I do have some very valuable information. 6 years ago, on February 15th, Uru contacted So Sajima, the former politician. Why do you suppose he did that? Because So was his father, an illegitimate love child. She took the baby to Iowan, then committed suicide.
Oh.
Well, it's just a rumor. There's no proof. But that would explain a lot, wouldn't it? I'm guessing Uru wanted to meet him. The man who threw him and his mother away like garbage. That was where his tragedy began, after all. If So hadn't neglected them, Uru never would have been given up for adoption. I don't know. He's not at his manor. He disappeared about 2 weeks ago. Maybe he fled the country.
Fled the country? Why?
He's a cunning old man. I'm sure he sensed something coming. He must have thought the authorities would eventually connect him to terror. So, he decided to leave before it was too late. Boss as in your boss? I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Boss left us a present somewhere, but we don't know where it is. She said something about asking our friends.
I see. Then why don't I ask the mighty Milky Balls?
Yeah! Good idea.
Okay then. Milky white orbs of power. Who among their friends and acquaintances has the biggest you-know-what? That is, Lynn, of course.
Who cares? That's what I thought.
Hmm? We'll put that aside for now.
Can we put it aside forever?
Okay, time to get serious now. Oh, Balls, the great and powerful, please find something for me. Where is the present that Boss has hidden?
Go to Nyes. The hidden secret can be found there.
So, how about it?
Go to Nyes. The secret is there?
That has nothing to do with Boss's task. I am sure Mama is only stringing together random thoughts.
But... Mama, we're gonna get going.
Already? I wanted to talk more about Leon's you-know-what.
We'll save that for some other time.
Oh, sure thing. Come back again whenever. I'll be waiting.
Mr. Chieda, nice to see you.
Oh, Mizuki Kuranushi.
Please don't call me that. I'm supposed to be called Big Sis.
It would be a little strange to call you that.
Do you remember me too?
Of course I do. You were only 3 when the Okiura family took you in. I never thought that girl was really you. Both of you have grown so much. You two used to cry and cry. Now you're both police officers. I'm proud that you've grown up to be such good people.
Yeah. I wonder. I kinda just wanted to be here. Screw it. This is my last chance. I want some more screen time.
What are you talking about?
Mom! Mom, are you watching? Look at me!
Maybe she's contracted TC Purge.
We should let the authorities know.
Please, don't ask me about that. I've already told Kizuna everything.
I guess he doesn't want to talk about their relationship. Guess not.
You were both bundles of energy, I'll tell you that much. You ripped the swing right off its chains. And Mizuki, you tore the pipes off the jungle gym and played cat's cradle with them. Whenever you did something bad, myself and the other staff scolded you. You would both cry and literally run through walls. I'm sure you can still see the damage in some of them, but whatever you did, no one was upset with you. After you cried, you would both have such bright smiles it made everyone else smile too.
Sounds like us.
Yes, I remember them well. Your smiles haven't changed a bit. Yes, that was me. I didn't have proof, but I suspected that they were doing morally questionable research there, and that you two were subject to it. I wasn't ignoring the signs. I only noticed it a few years after you two came here, and I acted on it right away. I went straight to the police. They told me they couldn't do anything without proof, so I leaked the information to the press, which led to the Institute being closed. I did it for the two of you.
But didn't you help it reopen? I'm having trouble following your logic.
Yes, that. I spoke to your cohort, Ryuki, about this. Human experimentation is intolerable, but the other research being done at Horodori Institute was extremely valuable and had a bright future. There were many hardworking people there that had nothing to do with what was happening behind the scenes. And at that point, the two of you were no longer affiliated with Horodori Institute, which is why I provided the money for the reopening. I did it so I could keep an eye on them and prevent them from continuing their illicit research. You don't know? It's called Purge, DNA treatment.
This is not the same as TC Purge, of course. TC Purge was a virus that was created using Purge technology.
Even now, I don't think financing Horodori Institute was a mistake. They were able to create the technology for Purge. That technology can save countless lives, including yours.
What?
Last year, we developed a revolutionary genome editing method we call Purge. With this, genetic diseases that were previously too difficult to treat, for example, severe congenital heart diseases, are now curable.
Baby, that's great news! Your illness can be cured! Oh, good. What is it? Well, it's just so much to process. I'm happy for you, BB. Yeah. Mr. Chieda, thank you.
Your adoptive mother. She gave me a message. Male is 5.4.
Mr. Chieda, we're going to get going now.
Come back again soon. And please, continue to keep an eye on Kizuna.
We will. Yeah, of course. It's still bothering me. I know what you're thinking. What Mama said, right?
Go to Nyes. The hidden secret can be found there.
But what's the last secret? I guess the only thing left is Tokiko. Why did she kill herself? Why did she order Amame to do those things? Taking Jin's left half to the stadium. And taking her own body to the president's office, too. Yeah. We have no idea. Why did Tokiko do all that?
It is Tokiko's hologram. This was among the data that was sent to me by Tama.
Welcome. I apologize, but I am currently unavailable. If you do not mind, if it's no trouble, would you guide me to Moksha?
What?
I will tell you a number. It is a crucial figure that can create a seam in this false world. It is called the nil number. Are you prepared? Please take note of it. And now, I will look forward to the day we meet again. But I am not talking about them, of course. Ryuki? No, not Ryuki either. But you. The one listening to me now. Yes, the Freyer. You. Now.
The stadium? What are we doing here? What? You mean you don't get it, BB? Boss's present is probably here. Why do you think that? Remember what Iris said?
Vertical is male multiplied by female.
Now, insert the numbers that Mr. Chieda and Ota gave us.
Male is 5.4.
Female is 6.607.
5.4 times 6.607 equals 35.6778.
That's the vertical coordinate. The horizontal...
Horizontal is darkness multiplied by light.
Darkness is 5.479.
Light is 25.5.
5.479 times 25.5 equals 139.7145.
Okay, those numbers, 35.6778 and 139.7145. Don't they sound familiar? Oh, yeah.
North 35.6778, east 139.7145.
I see.
The vertical and horizontal were referring to coordinates, which is here. The present must be here somewhere in the stadium. But... Robo-G. It looks pretty big.
It is somewhat unnerving.
Not something that would make a kid cheer with joy. Anyway.
Why don't you open it?
Okay. It's scary!
It's fine. It will not explode.
Are you sure? This is Boss we're talking about.
Well, I suppose I can't be sure.
I know. X-ray.
Took you long enough. I was suffocating in there.
Ryuki.
Ryuki?
Ryuki!
And I'm here too.
Tama.
Your body. You're healed?
I'm perfectly fine.
Not perfect. His wounds still haven't healed.
But I feel no pain at all.
Because I got you hopped up on painkillers.
You need to go back to the hospital.
It's fine.
It's not fine.
I had to do it. Boss gave me a call.
Hey, Ryuki. I hear you can walk now. I have a favor to ask you. I want to set up a little surprise for those two. And if you say no, I'm demoting you. Good luck!
So, yeah.
How mean. She's the devil. But... I'm glad you're okay, Ryuki. You seem to be doing well.
Yes. Congratulations, Ryuki.
Thank you.
I'm sorry we made you worry.
You two are like a married couple.
Well...
You can't be serious!
All right, everyone, listen up. Here we go. Let's celebrate Ryuki's full recovery.
It's not a full recovery.
Anyway, we have a special dance for you. Please watch us. Start the music!
Now I hear my friend got herself a boyfriend.
I've got cucumbers.
My, are we count the newcomers?
Oh, my Prince Charming, where can I find you? How do I remind you of extremes?
But dreams aren't just for dreamers. I'll be your healer. Worlds apart, I've come for you, love. Take the glass slipper, be my princess.
This might be the final move to checkmate my heart.
Maybe, just maybe?
Maybe, just maybe.
Maybe, not maybe.
Champions, the day has come. Let's take victory. Demons dare and beasts beware, for we are here to save the world. We will fight and stay united until the end. Arm in arm and hand in hand we stand. We become one.
I suppose I'll put aside my duty.
Good. Now it's time to kick a booty.
Now that is how you earn a suspension.
So what? I'm here for the attention.
It's true that we can get ourselves boyfriends.
Because you're human weapons and they can't contend.
We do look really cute when we're kicking some ass.
But every time you fight, it makes me want to cry.
The tears will build up on the inside.
Lonely girls across the world, let's wake up and fight. Worlds apart with beating hearts, unite the light through the night. If the boys want to reach us, they'll have to keep up. Without you, I am only half. I need to be whole, even with all of the sorrow inside. We are the conquerors, we achieve our dreams together. At last, we truly are whole. UNIR, rats of a hole, let's go. UNIR, rats of a hole, let's go. UNIR, rats of a hole, let's go.
How about Diesel Seashore by the seashore? Diesel Seashore by the seashore. Diesel Seashore by the seashore. All right. Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat. Yes, I got it again. Hey, is no one listening to me?